What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into DLF. Today, we are talking 5 moves to make heading into Week 11. Now, right, there's been a ton that has happened in Week 10. We have injuries, we have breakouts, we have busts. There's a ton that you can do, even this late in the season. So, we're talking redraft, we're talking Dynasty. Before we do, if you like what we're doing here, guys, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, you have comments, drop it down below. All right, let's dive in. The first move to make is go and add Rachaad White. In Dynasty, he's not available, right? Maybe 5% of leagues he's available on Sleeper. In Redraft, and I'm looking at ESPN, he's available in 75% of leagues right now, which is just absurd. Because here's the thing. We have known he is the handcuff. This is not new. This is not shocking. We've also known that Leonard Fournette is prone to miss a game or two basically every season. It feels like he always gets a little banged up and misses a little bit of time, which means Rachaad White should have been rostered near 100% as a elite handcuff in fantasy. The first game where Fournette goes down, Rachaad White picks up 22 carries, goes for 100 yards. Now, obviously, Fournette gets the touchdown. Rachaad White didn't get targeted because of game script and everything else going on. But Rachaad White's going to assume the bulk of the work here. Is he going to be a 90% snap guy? No. Right, Keyshawn Vaughn filtered in. Again, even at the end of the game when Fournette was out. So it'll be a 1-2 split, probably 65-35, similar to what we've seen with Fournette and Rachaad White. 15 to 20 touches is in the weekly realm of possibility if Fournette misses extended time. Now, obviously, right, they're heading into a bye week. It's not a guarantee that Leonard Fournette misses any time. But with a hip injury, he could miss 2-3 weeks. That is very realistic, and that means he'll overshoot the bye and give Rachaad White, 1 to 2 weeks down the stretch here for him to, 1, work as the true lead back in this offense, and 2, potentially steal more work even when Fournette comes back. Rachaad White looked great this week. So if he's out there in redraft, Rachaad White should be your priority add even heading into the bye week here. Move number 2 is add Christian Watson. Now, obviously in Dynasty, he's not available. I'm talking redraft again here, right? He is available, I'm looking in 95% of leagues on ESPN. And I am recording this during the Dallas-Green Bay game. It is currently overtime. There is about 8 minutes left in OT here, and I have seen everything I need from Christian Watson to make him basically my number 2 priority add in redraft, right? As I'm recording this, he has a 44% target share. He has 3 touchdowns. He has 4 catches, and he has 8 targets. All of that's probably going to change as I'm doing this. However, that is a big enough day to say I don't really care what happens from here on out. Christian Watson carries an enormous ceiling in fantasy. Is he a guaranteed, 10 to 15 a week? Absolutely not. There's no chance. He's a boom-bust wide receiver, and that's fine. This late in the year, you're kind of scraping the barrel for wide receivers as far as the waiver wire goes. Christian Watson gives you an interesting ceiling tied to Aaron Rodgers, and again, right, he's not going to be consistent. So do not expect consistency out of a rookie Christian Watson on a bad Green Bay offense right now. Again, redraft, take a dart throw. Christian Watson should be added in every league. He's boom bust, so beware. Beware. Move number 3 is to go and add Cole Kmet. Again, this is more of a redraft than a Dynasty thing. In Dynasty, he's probably available about 10% of leagues on Sleeper, maybe 15. In redraft, he's available in 62% of leagues. Cole Kmet the last 2 weeks with this Bears offensive resurgence and kind of looking like, one of the best offenses in the league, which is insane to say. Cole Kmet has been a freak. He has finished as a tight end 2 last week. He's currently tracking as the tight end 1. 4 touchdowns in his last 2 weeks. 12 targets, and that's the enticing piece, right? And I usually don't love the idea of chasing points. I'm going to do it with Cole Kmet. If you're desperate at tight end, let's say you just lost Zach Ertz, and you maybe don't want to go full Trey McBride, I'd take Cole Kmet over Trey McBride right now. Again, that Bears offense is moving. There are touchdown opportunities. They're throwing in the red zone specifically. Go and add Cole Kmet if you're desperate at tight end in redraft right now. Move number 4, and this one is specifically if you're a contending team in Dynasty. Go and trade for Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson right now has basically just come in and absolutely snatched that RB1 role in Miami. Again, at the time of this recording, we still got Monday night. We still got Sunday Night Football. Jeff Wilson is the RB6. That is back-to-back top 10 finishes for Jeff Wilson, and he's only been in Miami for 2 games. His opportunities rose from 12 to 22 in his second game, right? 17 carries, 5 targets. Jeff Wilson has just kind of not made Raheem Mostert useless, because Mostert's still seeing work, but made Mostert borderline fantasy irrelevant from a week-to-week standpoint as far as you can trust him. Jeff Wilson is the running back there, and if you're a contender and Jeff Wilson is floating around on one of these rebuilding teams, I'm gonna buy him up. How can you not, right? Jeff Wilson, nobody believes he's a long-term asset. We all know what Jeff Wilson is. But this year, if I can give up a second, similar to what Cordell Patterson still is to me, if I can go give up a second rounder, I will happily do that for Jeff Wilson. I'm talking 2023 second. It's worth it at this point. The Miami offense is elite. We've known this. It's not news. The RB1 there has continued to put up work. Basically, everybody other than Chase Edmonds, right? Raheem Mostert was an RB1 basically in fantasy when he had the job. Now it is Jeff Wilson's job. Go and buy up Jeff Wilson. And if you can get Mostert and somehow get that thrown in for like a future third, talking like 2025, go ahead, get the handcuff as well, because it'll go right back to Mostert should something happen. It's a weird move, but I kind of like pairing the two of them together. And to close us out, our final move of the week. This is Dynasty specific, and this is just out of anger. Trade away or just flat out cut Jalen Tolbert. I don't care. Look, we need to know when to pull the plug. And if you can get a third rounder in any year, because you're not getting one in 2023, let me be very clear. If you can get a third round pick for Jalen Tolbert in any season, if you can get a third round pick 10 years from now, right? Call it 2032. Do it. Jalen Tolbert is not an NFL wide receiver. Like, he has one catch, and that came in week 3. Jalen Tolbert is... he belongs on the wire. Just cut your losses. We can typically tell when a guy is just not going to pan out. When he can't get on the field over guys like Noah Brown and whoever the hell else was playing ahead of him, weeks 1 through 3 when they were all banged up, he's not going to magically turn into a great wide receiver. Like, that's just not going to happen. Jalen Tolbert, I liked him coming out. I loved the landing spot. He is clearly not it. All right, guys. As always, if you like what we're doing here, right, subscribe to the channel. Questions, comments, drop it down below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.